Walk down any dairy aisle today, and you will be hit with a wall of choices. 16 different kinds of yogurt, all fighting for your attention. Greek low-fat, frozen high-protein soy-based, almond-based probiotic, whipped light-flavored organic Icelandic lactose, free drinkable kid-friendly, and even so-called gut-boosting yogurts. It looks like a health paradise. Yet here is the uncomfortable truth. Out of all 16, only about 4 are truly helpful for your body after the age of 60. The rest are quietly damaging your gut, disrupting hormones, and slowing your metabolism a little more each day. Yogurt was never meant to be a sugary dessert. In traditional cultures, it was closer to medicine, a living fermented food used for thousands of years to calm digestion, strengthen bones, and support the immune system. Then the modern dairy industry realized two things. People were afraid of fat and obsessed with taste, so they rewrote the yogurt recipe. Natural fat was stripped away. The living cultures were weakened or destroyed by heavy-handed pasteurization, and in their place came sugar, artificial flavors, gums, stabilizers, and synthetic bacteria strains that often cannot even survive the journey through your stomach. The result is what many seniors now eat every morning thinking it is healthy. A sweet, low-fat, long shelf-life yogurt that actually fuels inflammation, accelerates muscle loss, worsens blood sugar swings, and leaves older adults feeling more bloated, more tired, and more nutrient deficient over time. In this video, we are going to reveal the 4 worst yogurts you should absolutely avoid after 60 and the 4 powerful options you should be eating every single day if you want a younger gut, stronger bones, and steady, reliable energy. Keep watching because yogurt number 2 on our list surprised even experienced doctors. In clinical research, it has been shown to begin reversing signs of gut damage in as little as 3 weeks. All reference links and scientific studies are listed in the description below, so if you enjoy seeing the real data behind what goes into your body, you can dig into the research for yourself. Before we jump in, I have a quick question for you. How old are you, and where in the world are you watching from? Are you someone who eats yogurt faithfully every morning, or have you avoided it altogether until now? Share your answers in the comments. We read, react to, and personally reply to every single story you share with us. Now let us begin with the number 4 worst yogurt in our countdown, a seemingly harmless cup that sits on millions of breakfast tables, yet quietly triggers inflammation almost every time you peel back the lid. Number 4. Low-fat fruit yogurts. Here is the real shocker. That cheerful cup of low-fat fruit yogurt with heart symbols on the label is one of the most misleading items in the entire dairy aisle. When companies remove the natural fat from yogurt, they also remove most of its flavor and creamy texture. To make it taste good again, they pour in sugar, corn syrup, or artificial sweeteners, such as sucralose. For seniors, this combination becomes a slow-moving disaster for metabolism. In a Harvard study published in the journal Circulation, older adults who ate low-fat dairy every day had a 56% higher risk of developing type 2 diabetes than those who chose full-fat yogurt. The reason is simple. Without real fat, your body absorbs the added sugars far too quickly, causing sharp spikes in insulin, followed by sudden energy crashes. Your muscles depend on steady blood sugar to repair and maintain themselves. When glucose keeps jumping up and down, your body stores more fat and builds less strength. Over time, this contributes to what doctors call anabolic resistance, a state where muscles no longer respond properly to protein. That is one major reason many seniors keep losing muscle, even when their diet looks reasonable on paper. In contrast, the natural fat in traditional yogurt slows digestion, allowing your body to take in calcium, vitamin D, and protein more efficiently. At a quiet kitchen table in Ohio, 68-year-old Ruth stirred her light berry yogurt every morning, believing she was making a smart choice. Months later, her doctor told her that her triglycerides had doubled. She could not understand how something labeled fat-free had helped her gain fat. The truth was in the fine print, nearly 25 grams of sugar per serving, hidden under names like fructose concentrate and natural flavor. If you are over 60, your body does not need less fat. It needs better fat. Real full-fat yogurt helps you feel satisfied longer, keeps your energy steadier, and supports hormone balance. Especially important when muscle mass and bone density are declining. Low-fat fruit yogurt sounds harmless, but for seniors it is often a predator in a white plastic cup. And what could be worse than a sugar-loaded yogurt pretending to be healthy? The next type looks silky, indulgent, and gourmet, but what is mixed into it can damage your gut and joints much faster than you realize. Number 3. Flavored Greek yogurts. Greek yogurt has been marketed as the gold standard of clean eating, but there is an ugly side most people never see. Many flavored Greek yogurts contain more gums, stabilizers, and additives than actual nourishing dairy. That rich, spoon-standing thickness you love often comes from carrageenan, a seaweed-derived thickener linked to gut irritation. In a 2017 review in Food and Chemical Toxicology, carrageenan was shown to trigger intestinal swelling and damage the gut lining in older adults and people with already sensitive digestion. For seniors, that is a serious problem. Your gut lining is not just a wall, it is a smart filter that decides what gets into your bloodstream. Once it becomes inflamed, tiny particles of food and bacteria can slip through a condition often called leaky gut. That leakage can fire up your immune system and lead to constant fatigue, aching joints, and even brain fog. Many older adults assume this is just normal aging, when in reality, it is long-term inflammation fueled by foods like flavored Greek yogurt. 71-year-old Frank from Arizona loved his blueberry protein Greek cup after workouts. "It makes me feel strong," he told his wife. But over time, his digestion fell apart. His doctor later found severe bloating, a drop in healthy gut bacteria, and early signs of irritable bowel syndrome. The culprit was the so-called natural blueberry flavor. It did not come from real blueberries, but from synthetic esters mixed with preservatives, such as potassium sorbate. On top of that, the ultra-high protein content was pumped up with added milk powders, forcing his kidneys to work overtime. Older kidneys cannot process large protein loads as quickly, especially when fluid intake is low. And while Greek yogurt is high in protein, the straining process removes most of the lactose and much of the calcium-rich whey, making it less naturally balanced for bone health than traditional yogurt. In one American Journal of Clinical Nutrition study, adults who ate sweetened Greek yogurt daily had higher levels of C-reactive protein, a key marker of inflammation, compared to those who chose plain versions. And if that sounds worrying, the next yogurt on our list is even more dangerous. It does not just irritate your gut. It can quietly disrupt your hormones every single morning without you realizing it. Number 2. Artificial protein yogurts. These modern fitness yogurts may look impressive, with labels shouting 20 grams of protein and 0 sugar, but here is the uncomfortable reality. Many of them barely qualify as yogurt. They are ultra-processed mixtures of milk protein concentrate, gelatin stabilizers, and artificial sweeteners, often stripped of the live cultures that make real yogurt valuable in the first place. A 2021 study in the Journal of Food Composition and Analysis found that more than 60% of protein yogurts contained fewer than 10 to the power of 4 live probiotic colonies per gram, far below the level considered useful for gut health. Traditional fermented yogurts, by comparison, can reach 10 to the power of 9 live cultures per gram, which is up to 1,000,000 times more beneficial bacteria. Without that living community, you are not nourishing your microbiome. You are basically eating a lab-engineered protein dessert. After 60, your gut diversity is already shrinking. Artificial sweeteners like acesulfame K and sucralose, common in these products, behave almost like low-grade antibiotics, damaging the helpful bacteria that guard against inflammation and disease. In a cell metabolism study, older adults who consumed artificial sweeteners for only 2 weeks developed measurable gut dysbiosis, meaning their bacterial balance shifted toward more harmful strains associated with metabolic problems. During a visit with his physician in California, 66-year-old Leonard proudly explained that he had swapped his usual breakfast for a zero-sugar protein yogurt. Within a few months, he began noticing deep fatigue, dizziness, and irregular bowel movements. Stool testing revealed a serious disruption in his microbiome. The artificial sweetener blend in his healthy yogurt had essentially sterilized his gut. If you truly want more protein, real fermented dairy or kefir can provide it naturally, along with easily absorbed calcium and B vitamins. Protein yogurts may look like a step forward, but in reality, they are Frankenstein foods engineered for long shelf life rather than a long health span. And now we arrive at the most alarming yogurt of all, one still recommended by some doctors yet quietly linked to hormone disruption and nerve inflammation in older adults. It is the one that may completely change how you look at so-called healthy dairy. Before we move on, if you have found this video helpful so far, tap the like button and remember to subscribe and hit the bell icon so you never miss upcoming videos like this. Number 1. Frozen yogurt. Frozen yogurt may sound light and harmless, even like a smart swap for ice cream, but for seniors, it is one of the most misleading healthy desserts on the market. The name itself is a trick. You picture chilled yogurt full of probiotics and calcium. In reality, most frozen yogurt has lost nearly all of its beneficial bacteria by the time it reaches your bowl. The repeated freezing, pasteurization, and heavy flavoring destroy the live cultures that make real yogurt medicinal. What you end up eating is usually just sweet dairy-flavored ice cream hiding under a healthier-sounding label. A 2018 analysis in the Journal of Dairy Science tested 20 commercial frozen yogurts and found that more than 70% contained fewer than 10 to the power of 4 colony-forming units of live bacteria per gram. Regular yogurt, by comparison, often contains between 10 to the power of 8 and 10 to the power of 9. That is a million-fold difference, which means your gut receives almost no probiotic benefit at all. What it does get is sugar, and plenty of it. A single serving can deliver up to 35 grams of added sugar, driving insulin spikes and belly fat gain, especially risky in older adults whose metabolism has slowed and whose muscle mass has declined. The deeper issue is that high sugar intake fuels inflammation, damages blood vessels, and feeds harmful gut microbes that weaken your immune defenses. After 60, this is not just a cosmetic concern. It translates into higher risk of type 2 diabetes, brain fog, and relentless fatigue. To make things worse, many fat-free frozen yogurts replace cream with emulsifiers and gums, such as carboxymethylcellulose. Research in the journal Nature has linked these additives to increased gut permeability, meaning they can make your intestinal barrier leaky and allow toxins into the bloodstream. In a shopping mall in Texas, 69-year-old Elaine treated herself every Sunday after church to a low-fat vanilla froyo, proud of her healthy choice. Within a year, her knees were swollen, her energy had crashed, and her digestion had slowed to a crawl. Her doctor later explained that the problem was not her age. It was the chronic inflammation driven by her weekly dessert. Now is time to flip the script, because the next section of this list reveals the 4 yogurts you should be eating every day if you want to rebuild your gut, your strength, and your sense of youth from the inside out. Number 4. Goat milk yogurt. If there is one yogurt that deserves a quiet return to senior kitchens, it is goat milk yogurt. For years, it sat in the shadow of cow dairy, but newer research shows that goat milk tends to be easier to digest, richer in key minerals, and much kinder to aging digestive systems. Its benefits are not just about a smooth, creamy taste. They begin with the unique structure of its proteins and fats. Goat milk forms smaller fat globules and a softer curd, which means your stomach and intestines do not have to work as hard to break it apart. For older adults with slower digestion or a sensitive gut, that difference can mean the line between discomfort and feeling at ease after a meal. In a 2020 Journal of Dairy Science study, goat milk yogurt was shown to improve calcium absorption by about 25%, compared with cow milk yogurt, largely because its minerals, such as magnesium and phosphorus, are more bioavailable. That matters a great deal after 60, when natural calcium absorption declines and bone loss speeds up. The same study found that goat yogurt increased levels of friendly gut bacteria like Lactobacillus acidophilus, a strain strongly linked to stronger immunity and lower inflammation. In a small hillside village in Greece, 74-year-old Nikos started every morning with a bowl of homemade goat yogurt topped with a drizzle of honey. When doctors checked his bone density, they were astonished. His results looked like those of someone 20 years younger. His secret was not a cabinet full of supplements. It was the steady intake of natural prebiotics and probiotics from his tangy, unprocessed goat yogurt that kept his gut resilient and his muscles responsive. Unlike many processed cow milk yogurts, goat milk yogurt works in harmony with the body. It tends not to cause bloating. Instead, it nourishes. It does not send blood sugar on a roller coaster. It supports steady, sustained energy. If you are trying to rebuild strength, protect bone density, or repair your gut after 60, goat milk yogurt is one of the most valuable foods you can add to your daily routine. Next, we will look at an ancient style of yogurt that has quietly supported longevity for generations, one that can soothe inflammation and restore gut balance while you sleep. Number 3. Greek yogurt. If one yogurt truly deserves its status as a superfood for seniors, it is plain full-fat Greek yogurt. Not the sugary fruit swirled cups lining most store shelves, but the traditional version. Thick, strained, creamy, and packed with living cultures. What sets Greek yogurt apart is its natural balance. It is high in protein, rich in probiotics, and naturally lower in lactose. Together, these qualities support the two systems that matter most after 60: your muscles and your gut. Unlike many modern high-protein yogurts, authentic Greek yogurt is created through a slow straining process that concentrates protein without destroying the friendly bacteria. Each spoonful delivers powerful probiotic strains, such as Lactobacillus bulgaricus and Streptococcus thermophilus, which help break down lactose and restore a healthy gut environment. When your gut works better, you absorb vitamins, minerals, and amino acids more efficiently, providing the foundation for steady energy, sharper thinking, and a stronger immune response. In a seaside town in Spain, 70-year-old Carlos began swapping his usual late-night snack for a bowl of plain Greek yogurt topped with a few walnuts. Within a few weeks, his digestion calmed, his blood sugar readings became more stable, and his doctor noticed healthier triglyceride levels. "It felt like my body was finally cooperating again," he said. His progress did not come from a new prescription. It came from rebuilding the bacterial balance inside his intestines. Plain full-fat Greek yogurt is also a natural source of conjugated linoleic acid (CLA), a fatty acid linked to better bone density and reduced inflammation. It is a reminder that fat is not the villain. The right kind of fat helps repair. So, when you reach for Greek yogurt, leave the flavored versions behind and choose the plain tub. Think of it as a daily repair kit for your gut, disguised as a simple, comforting food. Next, we will look at a kind of yogurt that goes beyond everyday healing and has been used for centuries to help rebuild the immune system after illness. Number 2. Kefir yogurt. If plain Greek yogurt is the solid foundation for gut health, kefir yogurt is the specialist repair crew that comes in to fix what time has worn down. This ancient fermented drink, often nicknamed the yogurt that never sleeps, can contain up to 30 different probiotic strains, far more than standard yogurt. For seniors, that variety matters. As you age, the diversity of your gut microbiome naturally declines, which weakens immunity, slows digestion, and drives up inflammation. Kefir yogurt floods your intestines with beneficial bacteria that restore balance, crowd out harmful microbes, and even manufacture key vitamins like B12 and K2 directly inside your gut. In a 2020 study published in Frontiers in Microbiology, older adults who drank kefir daily for 12 weeks experienced a 54% increase in gut bacterial diversity and significant drops in inflammatory markers such as C-reactive protein. Many participants also reported more regular bowel movements and higher daily energy. The reason is simple. Kefir does not just pass through your system, it colonizes it. The probiotic strains can stay multiply and reshape the gut environment. That is what makes it one of the most powerful natural anti-aging foods available. 72-year-old Margaret from Chicago swapped her usual evening tea for a glass of kefir yogurt before bed. Within 2 months, her bloating disappeared, her sleep became deeper, and her joint pain eased. "I had no idea my gut could feel this peaceful," she said. Her doctor later confirmed that her inflammation levels had fallen by nearly half. Kefir yogurt also enhances calcium absorption, helping to protect bone density, a crucial advantage for seniors at higher risk of fractures. It is tangy, lightly fizzy, and truly alive in every sense. If your digestive system has been calling out for healing, kefir is one of the closest things you will find to a natural prescription. And as powerful as it is, the final yogurt on our list may be even more remarkable, a rare traditional variety that has helped guard hearts and joints for centuries. Number 1. Homemade plain yogurt. If any yogurt deserves the title of longevity champion, it is homemade plain yogurt. Simple, honest, and incredibly powerful. While store-bought yogurts are mass-produced, heavily pasteurized, and loaded with stabilizers, homemade yogurt is truly alive. It contains active bacteria, natural enzymes, and intact nutrients that your body immediately recognizes and can use. For adults over 60, that is the real secret, nourishing your gut in the way nature originally intended, without additives or shortcuts. A 2021 study in the Journal of Functional Foods reported that homemade yogurt can deliver up to 100 times more live probiotic colonies than many commercial products, and it contains none of the artificial sweeteners or emulsifiers that disrupt gut balance. These living cultures support digestion, boost the absorption of minerals like calcium and magnesium, and reinforce the intestinal barrier. That protection helps guard against the chronic inflammation that drives arthritis, heart disease, and cognitive decline. With every spoonful, you are rebuilding your microbiome like a gentle, natural pharmacy. What makes homemade yogurt especially remarkable is how uncomplicated it is. Warm milk, a starter culture, and time are all you need. Yet the quiet transformation happening inside that jar mirrors the renewal taking place inside your own body. When seniors make yogurt themselves, they can decide how much fat it contains, how long it ferments, and which bacterial strains they want to encourage. A longer fermentation time produces a tangier flavor and an even higher probiotic count, while the natural fats help steady hormones and support brain function. Homemade yogurt is more than a meal. It is living medicine. It restores balance, soothes digestion, and brings back a sense of vitality. If you want to feel younger from the inside out, start with something ancient: a spoon, a glass jar, and real living yogurt made in your own kitchen. Sometimes the most powerful treatment does not come from a pharmacy at all. It comes from your countertop. Your yogurt choices after 60 can quietly work against you or powerfully work for you. The wrong kinds, packed with sugar, gums, and artificial proteins, quietly stoke inflammation, drag down your immune system, and make every year of aging feel heavier than it needs to be. The right kinds, simple and alive with real bacteria, can do the opposite. They help your digestion run smoothly, lift your daily energy, and support stronger bones and a sharper brain. Your gut truly acts as your body's command center. When you care for it, everything from your mood to your muscles begins to recover. And the good news is, it is never too late to change course. A single spoonful of real living yogurt can be the first step toward a different kind of health story. Which of these yogurts surprised you the most? Have you ever tried making your own yogurt at home? Share your answers in the comments. We read and respond to everyone. If this video helped you, tap the like button, send it to someone over 60 who needs this information, and be sure to subscribe for more doctor-backed health guidance explained in simple language. Your next major health improvement might begin with something as ordinary as breakfast, and if you have questions or want to share your own yogurt journey, drop it below. We are always listening. Thank you for watching.